probably worth a little sort of talk around spiritual materialism. And the reason I bring it up is because it is probably in the category of like things which block our progression. So when I talk about spiritual materialism, I'm talking about things like, as I move along, I start to change my language and I start to talk in a sort of like, a certain way, and I might change my name to a single syllable, or I might become Swami something, or I might just wear red robes all the time now, or a little headscarf or something. So, I'm kind of coming at this from experience. I remember when I first got into yoga practice, especially when I first was in Bali, I was like, I had my fisherman's pants and I had my cool bandana thing, and I had my, what did everyone have? The Ganesh singlet. It probably wasn't very original of me. And, I would drink my jamu and I would have, whatever, and I felt, I was on the right path. And it's a process, but it's something you have to go through, but it's also something you have to let go, And then I had crystals, and I had these really nice crystals around my neck and all this kind of stuff, and all these crystals everywhere and these Buddha statues everywhere. And I still like crystals and Buddha statues just because I like them. But I remember kind of being like, I'm going to get this crystal and it's going to do this for me. And it was like, again, not necessarily bad, but eventually you have to grow through it, like realize that you are, like I said, like you are the psychedelic, you are the cure, you are the thing which saves yourself, like we're all looking up for someone to save us, or, the second coming of something, or the UFOs or whatever. But we have to save ourselves, and we have to start first with saving ourselves, and then you may have a capacity to help others. But if you can't save yourself, you're never going to be able to help others. And I see this a lot where people get into spirituality, they become a coach, they start doing all this stuff with people, and their life is a fucking mess. Or, they can't manage themselves, and they're just always tired, and always, stressed out, and they're always, they need a break. And to me, I hate to say it, you're full of shit, man. Like you haven't got the house sorted, and you're out there trying to help other people's houses. And the problem is that you're damaging their houses, you're damaging people. So here's my advice to anyone who's kind of on that sort of trajectory, whether you use dream practice or not, whether you have another practice you're using, is why are you doing what you're doing? Are you inflating yourself? Are you thinking down on others, But then also it's like, is my shit sorted? Because if your shit's not sorted, it's probably something to put the energy into that, so that what you do when you help people is manifesting in like a logical and intelligent way. Like if your mind's a mess and you're out there coaching people on their relationships or their sex or their work or their life, and you don't have your shit together, it's kind of like, I don't know, the overweight PT or something. You kind of have to start with yourself. And that's hard because it takes time, and I understand generally wanting to give to people. I can definitely see, the same thing in myself where I wanted to give to people, but, I hadn't sorted certain shit out really, and I thought I had, and, I still was in those phases. And it's not to say that helping people that I was being bad, but I can see that like I wasn't mature enough to do that yet. And that's just something that takes time and practice and discipline in order to get to a place where you have that maturity. Yeah. So that's something I'd say to anyone kind of on this journey, is like, give things time, practice, maturity, give to others for the right reasons when you're clear, You know, don't use other people to inflate the sense of your lack because of your daddy or your mummy or whatever. So, I mean, it's kind of harsh conversation. I'm sure a lot of people might not agree with what I'm saying, but I just think start here, sort it out, then start to help others. But don't compromise this because this is your clarity, you know? And if you're just out there trying to get others to put you on a pedestal by all means necessary, and, you know, you are talking negatively and thinking negatively about others, and you're seeing yourself as evolving, and you're getting all these downloads from the universe because you're special. It's like, you need to get the fuck over yourself. Like, everybody's special. Everything's special. It's kind of like, you're not special. It sounds harsh. You are special, but you're not special. Everything around you is special. Everyone around you is special. And whether you agree with them or not, whether you think they're confused or not, or ignorant or lower down than you, they are all special. And so you have to kind of get to that place. And I think once you can get to that place, I think, okay, you should start teaching things. But until you're there, I don't know. I mean, that's something for you to think about. But again, good book to read on this is Cutting Through Spiritual Materialism by Trungpa. I'd recommend it. It gets a little bit vague near the back quarter, back fifth, but the first kind of like 3/4 is just like absolute gold on this. He was writing about this and talking about this back in sort of the 60s, you know, so, or 60s, 70s. So I would highly recommend.